From the 915 to H-Town, from the Panhandle Plains to the Valley, and everywhere in between, this is the 50/50 Podcast, powered by the 50/50 Podcast Network. Join me, Hector Cano, as we cover the Texas high school club and college soccer landscape, along with an inside look at the college soccer recruiting scene. The 50/50 Podcast is a platform about the people and for the people who are dedicated to the beautiful game. Here we go. It is the 2024 TASCO, Texas High School Soccer Coaches Convention, live from Moody Gardens here in Galveston, Texas. And it is our first episode live from the TASCO 2024 Convention Series. And I am joined by I'll let him introduce himself a little bit more. I don't even know where to begin calling him, but the leader, CEO, I'm not sure what exactly, but we'll get Nate Taube of Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta, which is an actual club in the third division of the Ecuadorian Premier League. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Close to that. Okay.
Yes, close enough.
Close enough. All right. Well, Nate, welcome.
Thank you. No, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm founder director of Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta, and we are in the third tier of Ecuadorian soccer. Just trying to make our way up to the top tier, but at the same time, merging that with social issues, and a lot of our people come from fairly low resource backgrounds, and so we do soccer, and we try to be as competitive as possible in soccer, and I think that allows us to connect with people. But then let's get into the neighborhoods, let's get into our people's lives, our players' lives, their family, and walk alongside them and all the issues that arise with those kind of backgrounds, and try to help them out.
Gotcha. So let's dive into this first. So the name of the club, I love saying it. It takes me a little while, but Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta.
Yes.
Give us the genesis behind that name, because that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I speak Spanish, yo hablo español, and it's still a mouthful, right?
So in English, it would be like the direct translation would be High Sporting Summit, or High Summit Sporting House.
Right.
So in English, it sounds terrible.
No, I know. Yeah.
And
Don't bother.
Most people call us Cumbre Alta and just leave it at that. So we're in the middle of Quito. So Quito's at 10,000 feet, where the Andes are all around us.
Nice.
So we're looking to get to the summit in all senses. That's where the name comes from.
Awesome. So okay. So now tell us your role, because I know I butchered that, right?
No problem.
I don't know exactly what, like, how do I introduce? There's so many different directions to go with that, because I know you wear multiple hats. But tell us your role with the club.
Sure. So I founded it 13 years ago, and I'm the current director of the club, and the head coach of the men's team. And we're in the middle of transition now, because now we have a club site in Shreveport, Louisiana, Bossier City, Louisiana, and San Jose, Costa Rica. And so I'm overseeing the three sites.
Wow, that's awesome. So as founder, I know that comes with, this is why I didn't want to just introduce you as one thing, because I know that comes with probably 7, 8 different hats at least.
Right. We're a tiny club still. And so it's what needs to get done. And that's what I do. So yes, I am the prestigious founder, but if laundry needs to get done on Saturday night, then laundry's getting done on Saturday night. So it's whoever's available, no job's too small. We gotta get it done.
Yeah. So 13 years in existence. Tell us how did that begin to now? I know you're in the third division, right? And I know I butchered that too, the Ecuadorian Premier League. What is it actually? What's the top flight called in the Premier in Ecuador?
Liga Pro.
Liga Pro? Okay, good. So current division is called?
Segunda Categoría. So
Segunda Categoría.
It's Primera B, and that's Liga Pro, and then it's Segunda Categoría.
Okay, got it. So now, where did you begin to now? Because I know you didn't just land in the third division. So.
No, so we started with just neighborhood leagues, and people who were going to be bored one summer, we just got them together. We started joining tournaments. We started with U15s, and we joined this tournament the city puts on every year in Quito, and we just got crushed. We got crushed by 1 million goals every game, and that was the glorious start to our club.
Yeah.
But we just kept taking steps and joining a little bit better leagues. We got legal with the Secretary of Sports in Ecuador in 2014, and that allowed us to get into the promotion and relegation system.
Yeah.
And we started at the bottom, so we've gotten promoted twice now, and
nice.
Now we're trying to get into. So at the third tier becomes a fully professional league. Before that, it's all amateur soccer. So
yeah. So you make it to the third division, and you're like, oh man, like we gotta step our game up now, right? So what's going through your mind? What were maybe the first 2 or 3 immediate steps you had to take as founder? Because now you're legit. Now you're full. Now you guys are full time. You're professional. You're in that upper level of all the divisions. What did that look like?
Well, it's scary. It's the first. It's jubilation that you made it, and then it's like, oh crap, we gotta fund this. We gotta learn. The learning curve is so much. It's incredible learning curve. And we're still in the middle of that. This is our third year as a professional club, so we're still learning. We're still trying to figure out what that looks like. We say professional sports, we say professional club, but in Ecuador, don't think Ferraris and big salaries. At our level, we're paying. It's part time. It's not. None of our guys are making it rich yet.
Right. So now, where are you currently at? Are you all in season in that chase? Where do you stand exactly?
Yeah, we're in the off season now. We didn't make the playoffs this year, and we'll start up. Well, we're doing off season stuff like you would do, but come end of January, start of February, we'll start hard preseason stuff, and then our season will start depending on the dates that they throw up, and it changes every year.
Yeah.
But end of April, beginning of May, we'll be getting going with the season.
Gotcha.
And that's on the men's side. The women's side just finished their season, and their season sort of starts as the men's season's finishing.
Right.
So we got men, women, and all the age groups for both genders.
Okay. Now, I know it's been largely chronicled that it's been a significantly slower pace, right? A lot of catching up to do on the women's side in South America, right? So
Yes.
where does your club lie in that? Maybe where does Ecuador lie in that in comparison to maybe the rest of South America? Because I know I've heard a lot of the stories about Argentina in particular, right? So what can you share with us on that?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're in the dark ages still with women's soccer in Ecuador. We're 50 years behind the U.S. in terms of women's soccer. So we are one of the few clubs that's actually investing in women's soccer, who wants to give the same opportunities to the men as the women.
Yeah.
And so we're in the middle of that. We're one of the few teams that have youth teams, youth divisions for girls soccer. And it's life changing to some of the girls that are walking in. This is the first time that they're getting to experience soccer, and people are investing in them and wanting to show them that there's a future in this. You could move up the ranks in this. There's opportunity. So it's an exciting time for us because we see so much opportunity on the women's side. That we're just trying to run into it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So you guys, as I understand it, your club, right, Cumbre Alta has a pretty fascinating nickname, as they're known, right? El Bujo, as you corrected me. Dime sobre El Bujo. What can you share with me? Tell me about that.
El Bujo, we're the owl, and we're only one. We like the idea of just being one and the unity that idea brings.
Yeah.
And even with our fan base, it's El Bujo. We didn't want to be the lions or something that doesn't exist in Ecuador. You can find owls in Ecuador. So
we got them at 10,000 feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. I did not know. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, we got all kinds of things in Ecuador. It's Galapagos are there. The animal life there is fantastic. Everybody should go visit.
Awesome. Great stuff. So tell us a little bit. So you're here, TASCO 2024, to present, obviously. Before we kind of get into what you're presenting, tell us how you got here, because I understand there's a connection there with our current president and Chris Besner. Dime sobre eso. What can you share?
Chris and I connected. He's come down to Ecuador several times, and one of the times we connected, he's, hey, I got a bunch of gear. He had heard about our club, had a bunch of gear that they had gotten donated to them, and like I said, most of our people come from fairly low resource families, and so to get a pair of cleats, to get some ball, a ball, shin guards, all the different equipment that you would need to just get on the field and feel like you know what you're doing. And Chris came with a ton of gear and just really blessed us. And that's the connection. We love Chris Besner. He's helped us out a ton.
That is awesome. So you're here now. You're here to present this year. Tell us a little bit about really what you're presenting, what your thoughts are, how your topic came to be, and plus your initial thoughts here. And I mean, we haven't really kicked off the convention yet, but what you make of your first time in Texas. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on all of that?
So my sessions, the one is they're both on fitness games, and it's something that I learned at doing my B license and the USSF here in Florida. I did it. And it's been something that we've incorporated into the club at all stages, at all the different age groups. It's just a way to incorporate fitness. Usually you think fitness and you want to go to sleep or walk away as a player. And this is a methodology that allows people to stay engaged and really get some good fitness in without injury, without really crushing your players, but keeping the intensity really, really high. So super exciting. If you're into fitness, come check
well,
out.
I'm curious though. I'm curious, how do you adjust that to, because your girls, they're training at 10,000 feet, right? So that fitness level, I'm curious how you tweak that, or how much you factor that in.
You don't tweak that. I mean, if you show up at 10,000 feet and you try to do the fitness games that I'll show you, next couple of days, you're toast. But they've lived their whole lives, their body's adapted to that. So no, that's not an issue.
Yeah, awesome, great stuff. So thoughts on what you've seen, what little you've had a chance to see so far in terms of Moody Gardens, the convention here at Galveston, Texas. Initial thoughts?
Yeah, I've never been a part of any kind of convention like this, and so this is a great opportunity to meet some people and see some good coaching and learn some stuff that along the way as well. So I'm just excited to be here and looking forward to meeting as many people as possible.
Awesome. And again, we are talking with Coach Nate Taube, the founder, director of Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta. Coach, thank you for your time. Really appreciate you. I know before we let you, well, we'll do this offline, but we'll have you sign our ball here as well as our poster board up here. Feel free to put up on there anything you want, El Bujo, anything. But before we let you go, you had I thought it was an interesting question, and I kind of wanted to give you the opportunity to ask that.
No, just tell me about your podcast. What are you guys up to? What's the 50/50 podcast about?
Yeah. So, excuse me. So essentially, long story short, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. It originated in December of 20, right in the heart of the pandemic, right? December of 2020. And like a lot of us, I was at home and right. And it was an opportunity it had been posed a lot to, hey, you should start a podcast. You should start a podcast, blah, blah, blah. So in essence, I was coaching. It was my first year of coaching on the public side of Texas high school soccer. And, or we were getting ready to launch our season at least. And then it just kind of came to me. It's like, hey, this is an opportunity. This is a platform to basically, as we say, it's about the people and for the people, for those who are dedicated to the beautiful game. And what we mean by that is kind of more the grassroots pure level, which is high school soccer, right? In this country, right? But we wanted it to be more than just high school soccer, also cover college soccer as well. Try to get our arms around club soccer as best as we can at the youth level. But for it to be kind of a soundboard and a platform for whether it be coaches, whether it be parents, whether it be student athletes, a college recruiting platform as well. And it's just kind of, we've been blessed, we've been lucky, and we've met a lot of great people along the way, get to interview great people such as yourself. And then we end up here 3 years ago at the TASCO convention and haven't looked back. And we're just, we always say we do it for, we do it for the people. and it just kind of functions as our true north as to why we're here, and having a blast. I tell people all the time I've had the best seat in the house doing this, so I love it. So
no, that's
yeah.
great. I now look forward to following along and listening
Absolutely.
to all
Absolutely.
these podcasts.
Please feel free, give us a follow.
All right.
Definitely follow us. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter, X, Instagram, all those good things. Before we let you go, Coach, again, tell us a little bit more. Where can we get more information on Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta?
Yeah, if you look for Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta, look for the owl on Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube channel. We're launching a series of videos. They're about 6-minute long videos that just tell a little bit about what we do as a club. So feel free to check that out. And if you see me walk around the conference this weekend, say hi.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, this has been awesome. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Again, that is Coach Nate Taube of Casa Deportiva Cumbre Alta. Got to make sure I get that right. And we appreciate your time. Go out there, check them out. And we will be back shortly with another great guest live from here in Moody Gardens in Galveston, Texas, with the 2024 TASCO Texas High School Soccer Coaches Convention.